Excuse me. All right. Yo! Everybody, how we doing? We have an emergency live stream going on right now because if you haven't heard, the Yankees just acquired Alex Verdugo. Christian Calor, what's up, my man? Welcome to the live. I believe you're the first person in here. My boy Oshman is FaceTime. I'm sorry, Matt. I can't come to the phone right now. But yo, what's up? How we doing? Yes. Welcome, everybody. Whew. Yo, I kind of got chills right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit nervous because I think we're in for a night, guys. I think we're in for a night. Now, of course, the reason this live stream is a thing right now initially is because the Yankees just acquired Alex Verdugo. A move that at first and still a little bit now, quite curious to me because Alex Verdugo, and we'll get into it as more people start to pile in here, but my initial reaction to the trade, curious, because he doesn't play center field. He's a left fielder, Alex Verdugo is. Now, this doesn't take the Yankees out of the Juan Soto sweepstakes, not at all. It's been reported by multiple sources now. They're pushing hard for him still, and I believe talks have kind of re-engaged. So, on the Soto front, all good news. As for Alex Verdugo, what has changed my opinion slightly, and it's me feeling a little more open to the situation, is that apparently the Yankees are very much down to play center field. Have Aaron Judge play center field. That being the case, you can stick Verdugo in right. If you get Soto, he, of course, plays left as we all have been planning. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to this emergency live stream. It's good to have you all here. If you missed my first sentence of this live stream, it's that I think we're in for a night. I have not necessarily any inside information, more so just going off of a vibe here. It feels like something may go down. And we deserve it, too. We definitely deserve it after how tough yesterday was. Do I have any Verdugo highlights? Of course I got some Verdugo highlights for you, bro. My man, I appreciate a good Stream Deck enthusiast. I thank you for that, Aiden Davila. I do have some Alex Verdugo highlights. And listen, I don't have anything against Alex Verdugo, and I put this in my original tweet that I just threw up like 20 minutes ago when it happened. If he is a fourth outfielder for the Yankees, fine. Left-handed bat who was right around league average last year, 98 WRC+, so 2% below a league average hitter. The defense in the corner outfield spots is pretty solid. He just can't play center. So my initial why I was upset was, Verdugo's a left fielder. We're trying to get Juan Soto. He's a left fielder. How's this going to work out? But as I said, we've since learned that the Yankees, the way it would shape out, they would be down to play Aaron Judge in center field. So I'm open to it, man. It's obviously not the move, but he is a left-handed bat, doesn't strike out all that much, around a league average hitter. Doesn't excite me whatsoever. What does excite me is getting Juan Soto, and I think that honestly may happen tonight. How are you guys feeling about it? What number will Verdugo wear? Oh, that's right. He wears 99, doesn't he? Verdugo wears 99. Is that right? Let's see. And it's official. The Yankees announced it on Twitter. Alex Verdugo. Yeah, he wears number 99. Okay, so that'll have to be changed. Can't wear that anymore. Now, another possibility is because the Padres are still looking to contend in 2024, even though they're trading Juan Soto, could Verdugo be an additional piece, just a small piece, but an additional piece to send to San Diego? Would the Yankees flip Alex Verdugo? Which is not a foreign concept in Major League Baseball trades whatsoever. We literally were involved in one just a couple years ago with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Before we got him, if you can remember, the Twins acquired him from the Rangers. Literally about, I think it was the same week if I'm not mistaken. The Twins acquired IKF and then flipped him over to us. And then they signed Carlos Correa. But that's besides the point. Would the Yankees maybe flip Verdugo to the Padres while still giving them, MLB ready starting pitching, and whether it is Mike King involved in the deal or Drew Thorpe, one of those two will have to probably be involved. A couple other guys as well. And then in addition to that, they also get a left fielder to replace Soto in Verdugo. So I am not ruling that out as a possibility that they could flip him to San Diego, Alex Verdugo. Sam Balducci asks, why do you think we're getting Soto tonight? I don't want to mislead anybody. It's just a vibe I'm going off of here. There just seems to be some energy, and I'll tell you this. I'll just be honest with you guys. Now, this person I trust a lot. A lot. I respect him a bunch. And he does have Yankees connections on the media side of things. He told me that the Soto trade is happening. He actually used the word done. However, he hasn't put it out himself on Twitter, so I don't want to, go too firm on that. But I definitely take his word for it that shit's going down. What's with my hair? Yo, I'm sorry. I went to the gym before. That's a lie. I didn't go to the gym. But, man, honestly, I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. That was the initial plan was, I was streaming yesterday for like 25 minutes, recapping day one of the winter meetings, which was basically nothing. So far today, the only stories that came out were Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone spoke. Not too much of news there. So I was like, you know what? I'll do a full recap tomorrow. I won't go live tonight. So that's why I look a little disheveled if that's what you're asking for. Yeah, I am being dead ass for those who are asking. And Feo, I see you saying ooh in the chat. You know who this person is, Feo. But, of course, the rule is you can't give away sources. And that's not why I'm saying I think Soto happens tonight. I'm going off a vibe of just the energy surrounding the winter meetings. And here's a Twitter notification. What do we got? Oh, Brian Hoke asking the same question we were talking about before. Who will wear number 99? Very funny. I'm saying this because of a vibe. That's why I think Soto happens tonight, while also letting you guys know somebody I do trust basically told me the Soto deal is happening. I'm not reporting that. I'm not leading this video with that, so don't say, Dan Rourke says Juan Soto is happening, because I want to give it to you with this grain of salt, but I was told that by somebody I absolutely do trust. Do I still want Lee? No. Well, I do still want Lee, yes. However, now having Verdugo, I think that's certainly ruled out. Yeah. What's up, everybody? How we doing? And yeah, for those who are just joining, this is an emergency pod because the Yankees just acquired Alex Verdugo from the Boston Red Sox. Let's go into the return real quick for what the Red Sox are getting, because I haven't really even taken too much of a look at this myself. I know Greg Weissert is part of it. Oh, yeah, they got Richard Fitz, too. Richard Fitz is actually another Twitter notification. Andy Martino says, yeah, the Yankees are still working on stuff. Unclear as yet if they'll finish another transaction tonight. But okay, they're working on stuff, as we kind of all know. Let's see. Richard Fitz. I just want to check out. I believe he is... Wasn't he a top 10 prospect for the Yankees, Richard Fitz? Sorry, we won't do too much on the whole prospect thing. Okay, so according to MLB.com, number 12 prospect, Richard Fitz is. And then Nicholas Judice, he's not ranked. So Greg Weissert, and then a number 12 prospect. So a decent return for Boston for, 1 year of Alex Verdugo, who I don't want to make it seem like I'm that upset about the trade. It just doesn't do much for me. I mean, left-handed bat who doesn't strike out a lot and around a 750 OPS. He's a league average hitter that maybe with the help of Yankee Stadium could become or go back to being an above league average hitter. As long as it doesn't interfere with anything to do with Soto, fine. Welcome, Alex Verdugo. To be honest, I don't really like the grills. I think grills are hideous. It'd be funny if the Yankees... Yo! Tom F. Thank you, man. Tom F. just donated $4.99. My dude. Dan, if you're wrong about Soto, you need to polish Cashman's head with the finest shoe polish. I got you, man. If I could ever get access to Brian Cashman and close enough to him to where I could ask him, can I polish your head with fine shoe polish? I got you, dude. I appreciate the tip, man. Thank you. You don't have to do that, but I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm not reporting anything here. I'm just letting my homies know what's good and what I'm being told. And that was that the Soto trade is happening. But let's all rely on Jeff Passan, Jack Curry. It seems like Andy Martino's been cut off from his sources. And that's another thing that's interesting because we found out yesterday, and this is right around when things started to quiet down, that the Yankees, and particularly the Padres, which made the Yankees more pissed off about it, they're pissed that stuff's getting leaked. And ever since that's happened, Andy Martino just basically has nothing to report, which is funny. But he's done a great job so far. I want to give him credit. But from here on out, now that we're in the red zone, or at the goal line, if you will, I think it's Jeff Passan and Jack Curry. Jeff Passan and Jack Curry have those tweet notifications on tonight because just the vibe I'm getting is that we could have something good happening. Maybe if not, I still think this deal gets done at some point. But I think that's my dad let me know that the brownies are done, because before this, I was planning on just chilling and watching Suits. Hey, Chris, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Good to hear from you. I was planning on just chilling and watching Mike Ross, some Meghan Markle, and some Suits. And I had brownies being made, and I think they're done now, but I'm not going to have any of those till later, because we're going to be here all night, guys. I think we're going to be here for quite some time. Possibly through midnight, I'm not sure. Zohab Mumtaz, hope I'm saying your name right, bro. He says, Jack Curry just said talks have intensified today. Awesome. Okay, I didn't even know he said that, so that's good to hear. Which I would figure was going to happen anyways. I'm honestly surprised we didn't hear more yesterday, and it might just because what I was just talking about, where they're keeping a lot tighter of a ship when it comes to leaking stuff. Because the Padres were pissed that things got leaked. The Yankees were apparently pissed, particularly that the Padres' request of 7 players got leaked. So we haven't heard as much today, but it's good to know they're still talking, as we should expect them. Yankees edit says, is Cashman drunk? Yo, man, I'll tell you, I hear what you're saying. Let's go back to my initial tweet, and I'm going to learn by tomorrow's stream how to get my browser up on here. And let's put the Verdugo highlights back on while we're chilling. You may see this a lot tonight. But here's my initial tweet. I said, not happy about the Verdugo trade. If he could play center field, I'd feel differently, but he can't. Unless he's just a 4th outfielder, or perhaps can be flipped as a small piece in a Soto trade. Not a fan. 98 WRC plus last year. Need to do so much more than that. And I stand by that take, but I also feel a little bit better because of the fact we have since heard Andy Martino said that the Yankees are down to just play Aaron Judge in center field. I just got a tweet notification from Andrew Marchand. Sorry. And that they're still pursuing Juan Soto. So as long as it doesn't affect anything to do with that, which we now know it's not, and you probably could assume at the time, they're not going to get Alex Verdugo and then, okay, that's it on Juan Soto. No, that is their number one priority this offseason. They've made that clear. Another Twitter notification. All right, I'm going to have to put my phone off loud because it keeps going off, but I'll be taking a look at it because I'm ready for a Jeff Passanbaum. If it's Streamlabs, you just do a custom scene, then draw a box over the browser screen. Feo, I use OBS, but I know OBS is very similar to Streamlabs, so that could possibly work. Jordan Carter asks, what's your blueprint for this upcoming offseason, Dan? Oh, you said upcoming season as in regular season? Just win a lot of games with Juan Soto batting second, and then win the World Series. If you're talking about my offseason blueprint, that I released at the start of October, or middle of October. And, I mean, the meat and potatoes of that is still pretty much intact. Juan Soto was the main move. I also had them signing Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but I will admit I was so far off on the contract. I had, I think, 7 years, $189 million. We had 2 reporters report today that he could get $300 million. So I was off on the money, but the Yankees are very much still involved in the bidding for him. I had getting Soto, Yamamoto, sign Kevin Kiermaier to a 2-year deal. That's probably not happening anymore. And acquire Brendan Donovan. I don't think Brendan Donovan's going to happen anymore either because the Cardinals have acquired 3 starting pitchers in that time. And yeah, Lincoln Woo asks, is Donovan still available? I don't think so. Only because headlining that deal, I had Clark Schmidt, which I've also talked about. I think I should have offered a little bit more to St. Louis in that. But I no longer get my hopes up for Brendan Donovan, although I definitely still love the player. Who is your ideal leadoff going into next year? We've talked about this a lot, but right now, probably DJ LeMahieu. I would have loved Jung-Hoo Lee. Not so sure that's going to happen now. Him batting leadoff would have been sweet. But right now, probably DJ or Gleyber if they still have him. If we don't get Soto, we should get Jorge Soler center field year to year. Now, Jorge Soler, I don't think he could play center field at all. He can't really field to begin with, period, even in a corner outfield spot. And there's no if we don't get Soto right now for me. I understand why one may think that way, because you want to prepare yourself for disaster, and especially the way the Yankees have treated us over the past couple years, getting our hopes up. But this is different. As we've seen with Garrett Cole, as we've seen with Aaron Judge, as we've seen with, Masahiro Tanaka, or even going back to A-Rod after he opted out. When the Yankees want somebody bad enough, ultimately they get him. And that's the case here with Juan Soto. So I'm not even entertaining the idea that we don't get him until, we go out and get another primary left fielder, which I don't think will happen, or another team acquires him, which won't happen because we can offer the best package of San Diego. So I'm absolutely still Juan Soto or bust, as we all should be. Yeah, I think you're right, Thea. OBS pretty much would be the same thing. So I'll have that set up to where I can hopefully do it by tomorrow, maybe tonight. The Pirates have acquired Marco Gonzalez. Oh, right, Marco Gonzalez, he was... Is that who? Yeah, they got Gonzalez in the Kelenic trade. Jared Kelenic trade. Nice. So, MLB Hot Stove is starting to heat up a little bit, which is nice. Yesterday really sucked, man. So, if we're finally starting to cook up a little bit, that would be hype. And if you're just joining, it's not Alex Verdugo I'm like that pumped up about. Not at all. It's just we're starting to get things going. I think Juan Soto could still happen tonight. Maybe not tonight, but at some point because things are picking up. What's up, Dan? What are your thoughts on Ohtani? That is from Zach. Well, we heard today that he's not down to play in New York, or that he just doesn't want to play in New York, which we have been hearing since he was first ever posted in 2018. And man, I wanted Ohtani so bad. I was so sure we're going to get him, which is probably a bad thing to bring up now, knock on wood, because I'm saying I'm so sure we're getting Soto. But I had an Ohtani fan page, I remember. I was a junior in high school. I had just started Yankees. I had probably about 5,000 followers at the time. And I was so set on getting Shohei Ohtani. Back when he was originally posted, I had a fan page and everything. I had 1,000 followers. And of course, that didn't happen. Led to the Yankees getting Giancarlo Stanton, and the rest is history. Andrew asks, do you think Bellinger is still in the image? Dan, no, I do not. It's weird because we're hearing conflicting reports a lot, I feel like, about whether or not the Yankees are still in on Bellinger. I think they've kind of done their due diligence and have been keeping tabs on him. But ultimately, if his contract is starting with a 2, I don't think there's any chance the Yankees are the team that gives him that. Especially if they go out and get Juan Soto. So, man, that would be a real letdown if they were to miss out on Soto and then they end up getting Bellinger. I've said it a lot. You get both of them, all right, word, I'll take on Belly. But if it were just him as the guy, your number 3 hitter next year is Cody Bellinger, not Juan Soto, that would totally change the vibe of this whole offseason. Because as of right now, and where my current mindset's at about where we're headed on the positive and optimistic side of things, I think we're headed for one of our best off seasons in a long time, guys. Possibly the best off season. And this is obviously all, I'm speculating. Nothing has happened yet. But probably the best off season of my Yankee watching fandom, if you will. That's what I'm predicting, because I think we'll get Juan Soto, and then I'm starting to really buy into maybe we'll actually get Yamamoto. That would be hype. Did we sign him out of free agency, or did we make a trade? Where's the reports? So we acquired him from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for, I'll go through it one more time, Greg Weissert, Richard Fitz, who was the Yankees' number 12 prospect, according to MLB.com, and Nicholas Giudice. Richard Fitz, Greg Weissert, Nicholas Giudice to the Boston Red Sox for 1 year of control on Alex Verdugo. Cashman said he wants to get lefty bats. He said he wanted to get 2 left-handed bats this offseason, at least. He's got one. Now, this is also interesting because we've heard a lot that the Padres want to attach Trent Grisham to the Juan Soto trade, which let me pull him up again real quick because I always forget what his contract is. But anyways, Trent Grisham, this could change that now because Grisham is a center fielder, left-handed hitting center fielder, which I was starting to take a little bit of a liking to. Of course, not as bad. He hasn't been able to hit for shit in years, but he's 27 years old, bats left-handed, good defensively in center field. Under control for the next 2 seasons, 2024, 2025, making about you just have to make $5 million in 2024. Now that the Yankees are getting Verdugo, and that they're saying they'll probably end up playing Aaron Judge in center field, assuming they get Soto, Trent Grisham probably is not a part of this anymore. Because, if you just look at the way the lineup shapes out, unless Verdugo wasn't starting every day, if he was a 4th outfield, then I guess you could still take on Trent Grisham. But if I had to guess, I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Glad we didn't give up Gleyber to do it. Yeah, man, facts. So Mina Quigley brings up a fantastic point. Remember this report from 3 weeks ago? I remember when it came out, and it was on the Boston end of things. I think it was from the Boston Globe or some shit. And I remember doing a video on it, and I felt bad even addressing it because it was that stupid. But the talk was the Yankees would possibly trade Gleyber Torres for Alex Verdugo. That would be insane. So I'm glad that didn't happen. And Greg Weiser, no stress losing him. Richard Fitz, I mean, he's a name we've heard for a while as a pretty decent prospect. But we know the Yankees are loaded in the pitching department when it comes to the farm. Even after whatever we end up doing with the Padres, we are loaded pitching-wise in prospects. So, and for anybody who's in here right now, we may do here for quite some time. Be here for quite some time. Drop a like on this video, please. Helps me out a lot. And when this is all said and done, it's going to live on the channel still. So it kind of helps put it out there for YouTube to force it down people's throats, you know what I'm saying? Do you think we will re-sign him? Ernest Bagnasco asks. Alex Verdugo, I mean, right now it's so early to tell. I would say no. I don't think we do. But anything could happen. I mean, when we initially got DJ LeMahieu in 2018, did I think we'd sign him to a near $100 million deal 2 years later? No. So, weirder things have happened. I wouldn't be shocked, but as of right now, no. I think it'll just be a 1-year rental. Cashman wants to just, stock up on left-handed bats. And for that, it's what he did. It's not like it's a bad move. I just wish he could play center field. That would be nice. Yeah, IKF, they talked about that today. It was on MLB Network, and it was an original report from John Heyman that the Yankees are showing interest still in IKF, which is interesting. I don't think there's any chance in hell they bring him back. You know what I will say, and the reason I think about this is because I was going to say IKF is going to make too much money next year to bring him back for what his role is. I'm pretty sure Alex Verdugo, this is probably the biggest problem with this trade. If we're operating off a budget here, I'm pretty sure he's set to make $9 million in 2024. Yeah, okay, so MLB Trade Rumors has his estimated arbitration at $9.2 million. That is crazy. If the Yankees are to keep Gleyber Torres, get Juan Soto, dude, even before Yamamoto, I think they're pretty much on the verge of surpassing that third luxury tax tier. Or fourth, as the 297. So, because the Yankees just kind of nonchalantly took on $9 million from Alex Verdugo and his contract, maybe Hal is just saying, F it, we'll go over 300 this year, which would be the first time in Yankees history where they go over a $300 million payroll. Dan, John Heyman. What did John Heyman say? Heyman tweet. Let's see. Juan Soto. Wait. John Heyman tweet. Are you talking about the article he just put out? Michael King could be the kingpin in a potential Juan Soto trade, plus many more notes, including the winter outfields. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if Feo. Feo, you're in here, man? I know you're in here. But I'm saying, I don't know if you can set up that moderator shit on my end, or if I can do that easily, but for anybody who's spamming, we're going to have Feo on your ass because it's annoying. I don't know. Feo, we'll have to figure that out at some point. But, yeah, no, I don't see nothing on... Who's this Anthony dude? Is Anthony spamming something? Because I don't see nothing from Anthony. I don't know. But, yeah, as for the John Heyman stuff, I don't really see any new reports or nothing there. But, oh, shit, I forgot. Yankees Hot Stove's on right now, too. That's horrible, like, marketing by me. I just pretty much told you all to go to another show. But for anybody who is kind of keeping tabs on that, if you hear anything interesting, let me know. I guess that's probably what people are saying, where Jack Curry said talks have intensified, because I didn't see a tweet about that, so maybe it... Let's see, I don't know who this... Oh, I see, Anthony. Yeah, you're banned, bro. I found you. Yeah, remove. All right. Dan, what about Stanton for Soto instead of King, and also set up a Bellinger deal? Greek boy, bruh, is your name. That would never happen, man. The Padres want to dump money in Soto. They want to take on Stanton's contract, and Nobody would want Stanton in the first place. He also has a no-trade clause. Yeah. Now I see Anthony's gone. It's all good, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. Where do you have Dominguez when he gets fully healed? Center, left? So, speaking of Dominguez, there actually was an interesting quote by Aaron Boone today where he was talking about, and this is something I've been thinking about, and I would bring it up on the Yanks Av show a couple times, but basically how he's not guaranteed the center field job automatically right when he's healthy and back from Tommy John, which makes sense to me. As electric as this dude was, and he hit 4 home runs in 10 games or 3 home runs in 8 games, whatever it was electric. I love Jason Dominguez. He's a beast. It still was 1 week of playing time, in which, while as good as he looked, 8 games, it's not a guarantee that, okay, he's healthy after a whole year off, or about 7 or 8 months off, recovering from Tommy John surgery, that you just plug him back into center field, that he's going to pick up where he left off. I think it probably would make a lot of sense to, of course, we'll have a rehab assignment. It might be a pretty lengthy rehab assignment. So, in some sense, I wouldn't be shocked if the Yankees are going into this season, 2024, operating off, we're not going to have, we can't bank on Jason until 2025. So, that being the case, we might see Aaron Judge play center field the whole season. Unless the Yankees, of course, get somebody at the trade deadline. But I'm not banking on Jason Dominguez really until 2025. He could be an added luxury for sure, but I feel like it could be a little bit risky banking on him that much. CJ Jenkins asks, Dan, what about maybe Verdugo in a trade package for Soto? I like Verdugo and it's unlikely, but still. Nah, man, that was one of my first thoughts. I was talking about it a little bit before, but just because if you're giving the Padres, their pitching request or part of it, say you give them, I don't know, Drew Thorpe, Randy Vasquez, Will Warren, whatever the pitching package is, and then on top of that, you kind of close it off with Alex Verdugo to replace Juan Soto in left field for them because they want to be still an MLB contender next year. That is definitely a possibility. Let's see. David Raposa asks, I miss your Verdugo reaction. What's the vibe? Yeah, man, I'm not thrilled by it, but I still assume Juan Soto's happening. So, if that does happen where we get Juan Soto, I have really no problem with Alex Verdugo. He just doesn't really move the needle for me at all, especially now. But especially now that we're seeing Judge. Judge will play center field a lot. I've calmed down a little bit on it. It's fine. Let's see. What do I think about the starting rotation? Seems like Cole is the only starter. Well, in terms of that you can rely upon next year as a lock, what you're going to get, Cole and Clark are kind of the only locks. Clark is a solid number 5. Cole, of course, is your ace. Michael King, he's probably the next closest sure thing, although he did only make 9 starts this past year. Nestor Cortez, he started to throw again. His shoulder concerns me. And then, of course, Carlos Rodon. So, as much as the offense needs to be addressed, the pitching does as well. What's going to happen with Rodon? Nothing, man. You just got to hope. You got to bank on that he's going to be all right next year. Or else we're really screwed. Because he has 5 years left at $27 million a year. Man. Alrighty. Russell Reed says Clark was really good. Clark was good. He wasn't really good. He was good. He was solid. 4.64 ERA is not really good. He had a nice developing 2023 season. Boone said he thinks Stanton is in a great spot for a Stanton-like season. Thoughts, Dan? Yeah, I appreciate the question, Nick. It's one of those things where I feel like I have no choice but to, I'm rooting for it so hard that I have to assume it's going to happen. Because if you don't have a bounce back from Stanton next year, and he's your cleanup hitter, then we're in a really tough spot. It's kind of a shame we haven't seen anything about him going to Driveline yet, or doing any of those advanced programs, but you definitely know Stanton's working his ass off to get back. It's just a matter if it'll work or not. He is going to be 34 years old. Let's see. Jesse Patterson says, don't forget about Montas. Yeah, no, Montas is a possibility. He's a possibility. But still, like I was saying to that guy before about Soto, on the pitching end of things, I can't even think about anybody else until we find out what happens with Yamamoto. If we were to get Yamamoto, where would you plug him into the rotation? Number 2 behind Cole or number 3? And that is from Extreme. Well, in terms of pecking order, like who's the best pitcher, he would be number 2 behind Cole. But remember, when the Yankees got Masahiro Tanaka for 2014, they started him, I believe, the 4th game of the season. So that could end up being what's happening, or what happens with Yamamoto. Yo, I'm getting hot. I'm going to take off my jacket. And, yo, speaking of taking off my jacket, ain't this a pretty slick shirt? This is from John Boy. It's an Aaron Judge shirt. Pretty slick. Damn, it's hot. I'm sweating. You guys see how much I'm sweating? Goddamn. Yeah, well, Matas is a free agent, though, so it's not like he's still a Yankee. Trent Grisham asks, getting Verdugo without losing Gleyber seems like a win, but seriously, not enough. Yeah, I mean, there was no chance that the Red Sox were going to get Gleyber in return for Verdugo. I'm fine with the return, I guess. I mean, Richard Fitz is a little bit tough. It's just a matter of what comes after Verdugo. That's what I'm concerned about. Let's see. Add as a moderator. I got you, Feo. All right. Feo's going to help me out here in case we have any more people spamming the chat. Let's see. Managing him. Yeah, okay. All right, Feo. You should be all set up now to be the security guard here. Yeah, no, the shirt is slick. It has like a nice fit, too. I usually buy like the same brand of shirts and just keep wearing them over and over again. I wear Target, Hanes, slim fit black shirts, and then I wear Yankee jerseys because I like the way they fit and I like to be consistent with it. But this shirt's pretty slick too, like the way it fits and everything. It's cozy. So, Trevor Bauer's available. Dude, there's no way the Yankees would pick up Trevor Bauer. It's just not going to happen. But if I got the notification, I'd be like, okay. I give him a chance. Let's do a Twitter check-in. All right, so nothing new on the Soto front. But as we have pointed out on here a couple times, Jack Curry's saying talks have intensified. And apparently he just reiterated it on the Yes Network, which is pretty hype of them doing a 10 o'clock hot stove show, I must say. If we actually want to be serious, we need to get things done fast. Hello from Vietnam. Yo, that's sick. What's up, dude? Hello from New Jersey. Thanks for being here, dude. CJ Jenkins says, Dan, after Cole won the Cy Young, he said he would like to pitch with Cole. Oh, Bauer said that. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not like too concerned about the Bauer and Cole beef. It's more so just how he is as a dude in general. I'm not even talking about the stuff with the girls. More so just, yo, before that was even a thing, it was talked about that he was a clubhouse cancer. Now, with that said, it's not like he's going to walk into a clubhouse with Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Garrett Cole and start being annoying. I don't think that would happen, but I wouldn't like advocate for it. But knowing that if I knew another team was going to sign him, like say you found out the Blue Jays are about to sign Trevor Bauer, then that would change my opinion. I'd be like, okay, no, go intervene, go get him. But do I think Matt Chapman is a possibility? No, and we heard that from Cashman today too, that he says the infield is entirely covered. Third base is not an area of need. Second base is not an area of need. Shortstop's not an area of need. Of course, Volpe at short. Second base for now, Gleyber Torres. And then at third, DJ LeMahieu or Oswald Peraza. You figure it would start out with DJ, and then we'll see what happens with Peraza. Damn, my throat's getting dry as hell right now. Let's see. New Brian Hoke tweet. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see. All right. Yankees shake up the winter meetings with a trade for Alex Verdugo and remain in the Juan Soto sweepstakes. Hell yeah, they do. Yo, I'm prepared and everything too. Like, I got my, if you guys want to see, Yanks Ave is ready to go. We're ready to go on Yanks Ave. Let's see. Paul Gugliotti says, Bauer ain't guilty with the girl crap, though. Dude, I don't think you're wrong. I don't know anything about the situation. And yeah, I know he put out that video, which made it look sure as heck like he's innocent. But we all can make a video. So I would lean on the side of like, yo, we definitely don't know the whole story. But knowing that and saying that means I also can't say Bauer's innocent. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm not trying to say he shouldn't be in the MLB. I mean, if he served his time and a team's willing to bring him on, bring him on. What's the status on Anthony Rizzo? Apparently he is good to go. Boone talked about today that he actually would have been able to play the end of the 2023 season. He was pretty much ready to go. His agent has said he's good. He's, taking BP. He's actually hitting with, as recent as about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he was hitting with Judge's coach, who is very well respected. Judge's personal hitting coach. They were, him and Rizzo were doing some work together, which is cool. Dan Cashman said that all infield positions are covered except first, which is where Bellinger plays. Yeah, Elijah, I noticed that as well, but I feel like it was kind of just assumed while he was saying that Rizzo was the guy at first. Because sometimes first base falls in along with, like, catcher. I always just wonder, like, well, isn't a catcher technically an infielder? No, you never refer to a catcher as an infielder, even though technically on the infield. First base is almost in that as well. Like, when you're saying an infielder, I feel like a lot of times it's like third base, shortstop, and second base. So it's pre-assumed, I believe, that he was assuming Rizzo would be at first base. But the big story out of that is more so that DJ LeMahieu's probably going to start next year, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Nicholas Termini asked, hey, Dan, did you watch and take the 2009 World Series seriously? It's funny you asked that, dude. I talked about that a couple days ago on the stream, but not really, man, unfortunately. I remember the playoffs being on. I remember them existing, but I think I had to be like woken up halfway through like Game 6. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I was only 9. Didn't really hardcore get into baseball, like watching it until 2011, which sucks, but so I wasn't able to fully appreciate it, to be honest with you. Now, the 2009 World Series film is badass. That I watch probably once every year. There were multiple allegations against Bauer, not just the one everyone likes to reference. Everyone on both sides of the argument thinks they know everything. I'm glad Dan is very reasonable. Thanks, Mr. Whirl. You think I'm reasonable? Nah, man. It's just like I said, like if I don't know the whole story on one end, that means I don't know it probably on the other end too. So can't really comment on the specifics of it. Russell Reed says, I didn't take A-Rod seriously. Dude, it's I appreciate you saying that in a sense, because sometimes we gotta like, when you're witnessing greatness, you gotta like remind yourself to appreciate it. Now with A-Rod, kind of the same deal as 2009. Although he was like my greatest or favorite player of all time, I was so young that I couldn't really appreciate it anyways. But like with Aaron Judge, when 2022 was happening, or anytime I watch him play, I like remind myself like, yo, like watch the screen for an extra second or two. You're witnessing greatness. There's only a couple players like you really ever have to remind yourself of that. Judge being one of them. But yeah. My last name is Termini, rhymes with Germany. So like Termini, got you. You got it, Nicholas. My pleasure, man. CJ Jenkins says, Dan, it felt weird watching the playoffs, not rooting for a team. Yeah, man, I didn't really watch much of the playoffs at all until I was just rooting for Toronto to get eliminated, Baltimore to get eliminated, Houston to get eliminated. And once they all did, I was like, all right, word, I'll watch the World Series. It was kind of a lame World Series. So I kind of just sat this October out, to be honest. Blue Jays getting Ohtani. Is somebody bullshitting, bro? Yo, who's Narenda? Yeah, Faye, let's get him out of here. He's probably bullshitting. Definitely is bullshitting. Verdugo at leadoff. Okay, Elijah Smith just said Jack Curry dropped a nuke on the Yes Show. Are you BSing me right now, or what did he say? Yeah, you're BSing me, bro. BSing me. Yeah, people are bullshitting. Stop bullshitting. Maybe we ought to do like a... Oh, Matt Blake's talking right now. Let's do like a projected lineup with Alex Verdugo in it and Juan Soto. So first, let's go by position. My starting catcher next year, for the most part, will be Austin Wells. And then you'll have Rizzo at first. Hopefully they keep Gleyber. Gleyber at second. DJ at third. Volpe at short. Left field, Soto. Center field, Judge. Right field, Verdugo. DH, Stanton. All right, let's make a lineup here. Man. Let's check out what Verdugo's OBPs have been in the past. All right, 2021, Alex Verdugo, he did have a 351 OBP that year. The year before that, 2020, 53 games, 367 OBP. So he can get on base. He can walk. So if you could get Verdugo going, I would not be opposed to him batting leadoff. So let's go, just for shits and giggles, Verdugo in right field to lead off. We'll go, Judge can bat second. Although I'm very open to Juan Soto batting second. But we'll go Judge second, playing center field. Soto third, playing left field. Do we stick with Stanton cleanup? If you guys had to help me out here, who's batting cleanup next year? If you're having Soto bat third, you having Stanton cleanup because he's a righty and you want to mix it up, or do you trust Rizzo more, but he's a lefty, so that would be back-to-back lefties. Although Rizzo crushes lefties, so it doesn't so much just matter. But we'll put Stanton in the cleanup spot. Rizzo, you'll bet fifth. Oh, Gleyber in the 6 hole is fucking nice. Very good. And then what else we got here? We'll go maybe Volpe 8th, Wells 9th. Let's see. Who am I forgetting here? We have... Oh, and DJ too. Yo, the lineup next year with Verdugo and Soto does look like a much nicer lineup. I'm not going to lie. All right. You guys want a lineup? Here's a lineup. This is with Alex Verdugo and Juan Soto, and assuming Verdugo rediscovers his excellent plate discipline. And now I'm just going to start gassing up because he is a Yankee after all. Even though I didn't want the trade to happen so much, he's a Yankee now, and I'm going to embrace him. Okay. Verdugo leading off. Aaron Judge batting second. Let me restart this and just run right through it. Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, LeMahieu, Wells, Volpe. That is a potential lineup if we get Juan Soto and also with the just acquired Alex Verdugo in it. Not bad. Not bad. And that would give you 4 lefties. 4 lefties. If you start Austin Wells at catcher. Not bad. Not bad. That is true, YOLO. Verdugo does not strike out. And he is a left-handed batter. So it makes sense why the Yankees were interested in him. And why they picked him up. I'm open to it, man. I'm open to it. I adjust. That's what we do. Got to adjust. All right. Hate Stanton in the cleanup spot. Yo, Joe, I hear you, man. I hear you, dude. I would probably lean towards Rizzo batting cleanup. But if Stanton is Stanton, then he is good at the cleanup spot. Like, Giancarlo, before he got hurt last year, and that's another thing, like, just to, like, trick my head a little bit, I'm going to have to assume Stanton's injury last year was, like, taking a toll on him the rest of the way. Because those 2 weeks in April, he was pretty damn good. Hey, Jake, let's go. What's up, Jake? How you doing, man? My boss, Jake, is here, who's also on vacation now, I believe. I hope you're having a great vacay, Jake. I think it's going to get even better tonight. But anyways, with Stan, what was I saying? Before he got hurt, he was having a good, 3 weeks in April. And then before 2022 when he got hurt, remember he was an All-Star, won All-Star Game MVP. He was good. If we get that Stan, I'm cool with him batting cleanup, but for now I'm a little bit concerned. Let's see here. If no Soto, which I don't even really want to read this lineup from Phil Kim, but I will. Here we go. This is the no Soto lineup. Verdugo, Judge, Torres, Rizzo, Stanton, LeMahieu, Volpe, catcher, Jung-Hoo Lee. I mean, yeah, I guess if you miss out on Soto, you get Jung-Hoo Lee, but I can't even think about that right now, dude. I cannot think about that. Oh, really? Jake was live on Talking Yanks and left just for me. I appreciate that, Jake. It should be a special night. Don't you all? I mean, the fact that you're here right now, Jake, or at least were for a minute, adds to this. But there is something special I'm feeling about this. That has dwindled, to be honest with you, in the last 30 minutes or so, just because I'm waiting on an update and nothing has technically happened. But when did Cole sign? Cole signed it I remember being in bed when Cole signed. I think it had to have been past midnight, wasn't it? Who here remembers, I think it was December 9th or something, 2019. What time was it when Gerrit Cole signed? Wasn't it around midnight or am I crazy? So, granted, that was obviously a free agency signing, but. So apparently Jack Curry says Curry believes that Michael King and Drew Thorpe will have to be in the deal, he thinks. So, that's interesting. And Brian Cashman said today that, and he actually gave a pretty decent answer about it. Brian Cashman said today when asked about Michael King and asked about Gleyber Torres if they were available. And he said, after the year we just had, nobody's untouchable. And he also went on to say, we would like to have Gleyber Torres, we would like to have Michael King, but if an opportunity presents itself to where you pretty much what you were saying, that if you lose those guys and you ultimately get better because of it in the trade or whatever you trade them for, it'll be worth it. So he publicly admitted he was open to it. I think Thorpe is definitely gone. Just a matter of if they do Michael King too. Yeah, it was around midnight. Yeah. That was a fun night. That was a good night. You know what? Nah. Oh, Jimmy's going live too? I love it. He says, I'm staying live till Soto is a Yankee. I respect it. All right. Maybe we'll take some questions now, which is kind of what we've been doing this whole time anyways, but let's see. Maybe fire away a question or two. And then I might, real quick, just go crush some brownies. And then we'll hop back up on here. Yeah, Golden Spartan says Thorpe's a monster. Yeah. No, I saw him pitching in Double-A because of, how much I was hearing about him. And the dude looks legit. I ain't a scout or nothing, but he just has that look about him. Which really doesn't mean shit, but San Diego will enjoy him. Ian's Insight says, bro, this is the most excited I've been as a Yankee fan in years. I think I'm with you, man. I think I'm with you. And with that said, the potential letdown could be devastating. But guess what? I don't think we're going to get let down. Only letdown I can see happening is if we just don't get them exactly when they want, which would be right now. But as long as it happens at some point this offseason. Let's see. Joe Zebian says, Dan, were you a Jason Knicks fan in 2012? Knicks was solid. 2012, I was probably more of a Jason Knicks fan. And then when he had to start every day in 2013. 2013 was interesting because you truly got to see, what if a backup player started every single day? We saw that with Chris Stewart. We saw it with Jason Knicks. And it was just oh yeah, no, they are not good. That 2013 team, man, that was an interesting time. Let's see. Yolo says, most excited was after Game 5 of the 2017 ALCS. Yeah, no, for sure. Let me correct what I'm more so saying, about the most excited we've been as a Yankee fan. I'm more so saying, off-season wise. With Gerrit Cole signing being a strong contender. Soto's trending on Twitter right now. That's pretty sweet. That's dope. Why did we stop the Yanks Av show? I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. And it's had its run, 2 seasons worth, over 100 episodes. And said it before, but if you're still here, appreciate you very much. Drop a like in this video, if you could. Throw me a bone, drop a like, helps out the channel a lot. Appreciate it. Dan, what do you think about Zach Wilson not wanting to return to QB1? I don't buy that report. It sounds like it was bogus. We won't get into Jets too much tonight, but I think it's a bogus report. Nicholas Termini says, hey Dan, weird question. Were you watching Josh Donaldson's walk-off grand slam? Top regular season moment of recent history? Yeah, no, that was badass. But didn't really lead to anything, so it's kind of slipped my memory a little bit. But at the time, I remember it was cool. Because he was like, we're back. And it was sick, but they weren't actually back. Will the show come back next season? That's not in the plan. And I'd also have to, that's not anything I'm considering right now. No, absolutely not. But it's not like I'm against ever doing a show again of the Yankees Avenue show. Just it's definitely not on my planner right now, if you will. All right. What's up, Dan? Any thoughts on DJ/Peraza at third? I can live with it to start the season. Would I like Candelario? Yes. But if you get me Juan Soto, you get Yoshinobu Yamamoto, I can live with DJ LeMahieu starting at third base. And he had a good second half of the season. So coming off that, I could easily spin myself into being like, we can deal with that. And that's legitimately fair, too. DJ's not horrible by any means. Pat got called out for his Ohtani reaction. What was his Ohtani reaction? I didn't see it. Brendan B., will you still do weekly recaps? I might. We'll see. I really enjoy these live streams, man. I have a blast with these live streams. They're so much fun. But we'll see about the weekly recaps. The schedule always changes once we get to the actual regular season, Most excited I've ever been was 2017 AL wildcard. Didi hit the 3-run shot about 4 rows above where I was sitting. Oh, you were there? That's sick, CJ. I wasn't at the 17 wildcard game. I was at 18. And when Judge hit that homer, that was probably one of my best in-person moments at Yankee Stadium. Judge's 2-run shot in the wildcard game. I technically was there for A-Rod's 3,000th hit, but I stepped in as he made contact with the ball. And all I heard was the crowd erupt, and I didn't get to see it. That was brutal. That was brutal. Some sort of recap / show is why I'm here. Appreciate you, Owen. We're always kind of doing something different. Or not always, but I feel like every year I kind of transition into something new. 2021, for those who are around, I did a lot of those Yankee recap videos, which were 5 to 10 minutes. Just recapping everything. And then Angels signed Luis Garcia. And then last year, the Yanks Av show, and then now we'll probably do a lot of live streams and stuff. But always down to switch it up. YOLO, I appreciate you saying that. He goes, you should do live streams after every series. That would be sick. That is probably going to be the plan, for sure, or part of the plan, is to do live streams after either big games or after every series. My thought was upload highlights and then right after just hop on and do a live stream. Nicholas says, Dan, don't sleep on LeMahieu. He found his footing in the second half last season, had an over an 800 OPS. Oh, I know. For sure. And that's part of why I'm saying it's not the worst thing in the world if he does have to start at third base, which sounds like it's going to be the plan. They'll probably maybe say it's a competition, but I don't think that'll happen unless DJ totally falls on his face. If he's healthy, DJ should at least be solid. Joe Kabak says, I will miss Yanks Av show, but you're the man. Respect, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Theo says, I would like you an after series immediate reaction. Yeah, man. No, that would be fire. I think that would be fun. Appreciate the content. Love the idea. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. Trey Arias says, how do I watch Hot Stove on the Yes Network? You either have to have cable or pay for their monthly Yes subscription, which I think is pretty crazy expensive. Yeah, you pretty much just have to have the Yes Network. I was at the Stanton Grand Slam versus the Red Sox in 2021 when he had that crazy weekend. Yo, Will, that probably takes the cake for the number one moment. I mean, I wasn't there, of course, but just watching it on TV, viewing experience, that's probably, I remember saying it at the time, and it's still true, man. That was one of the greatest regular season moments, keyword regular season phrase, one of the greatest regular season moments of all time in Yankees history. That Giancarlo Stanton go-ahead grand slam in Boston. Wait, why no more Yanks Av show? Didn't feel like doing it anymore. Just didn't enjoy it. But we're still going to be doing a lot of content. I'm going to be hopping here on lives. A bunch more stuff. Just creatively, it wasn't doing it for me anymore. What are my thoughts on Verdugo? Yeah, we talked about it a bunch on here, but for those who are just joining. At first, I was like, yo, what the hell? Dude can't play center field. Does this affect Juan Soto at all? Doesn't affect Juan Soto. Judge is going to play a lot of center. Verdugo is going to play right. He's a lefty bat. Doesn't strike out that much. has had seasons where he's been a good OBP guy. I'm warming up to it. I'm fine getting Verdugo. I don't really like his style all that much. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Because the grills, little much. The crazy chains, sorry. It's a little late. Little much. He kind of seems cocky and arrogant. Not my vibe. But as with anybody, if he can help the Yankees win, I don't really give a shit about that stuff. So now that he's in pinstripes, and once he finds a new number, I'm welcoming him with open arms. Alex Verdugo, welcome to the Bronx. That's where I'm at with it. Don't forget Stanton's walk-off grand slam against the Pirates. Yeah, that was cool. I wouldn't rank that in that might be one of the most entertaining ninth innings in Yankees history. Of course, with, Judge hitting his 60th homer and stuff. But in terms of one of the greatest moments ever, the Stanton grand slam in Boston was legitimately that reminded me of a moment when you're a kid, you're watching a documentary on ESPN or Fox about the Yankees Red Sox rivalry, and they show a bunch of badass highlights. That to me would be the coolest of all of them. Will Soto be extended immediately? That is from TSTT Highlights. No, he will not. Soto is a Scott Boras client. Scott Boras never has his clients accept extensions. He will go to free agency. Now, that doesn't concern me all that much because, one, if we do get him, you hope him getting a taste of the Bronx only entices him more to want to sign here. We've heard he prefers to play on the East Coast, which that's a big thing. We've heard he was a Yankee fan growing up, particularly of Robinson Cano, which that doesn't, mean all that much. But assuming the Yankees make a competitive offer, knowing all those things, I don't think we should worry about signing him long term, even though he will go to free agency. CJ says, I just got a report that Verdugo played 53 games in center field. Yeah, no, you're not wrong on that. I don't want to make it seem like Verdugo has never played the position. It's a matter of he can't play it well. That's the issue here. Verdugo did play in 2021, 337 innings in center field. However, -7 defensive runs saved. Or -7 defensive runs saved, I should say. And -5 outs above average. So, he technically can, but I just, knowing that the Yankees are willing to put Aaron Judge out there for, it sounds like a lot next season, I don't think they'll ever opt for Verdugo over Judge. So, he's a corner outfielder. Let's see. See you later, CJ. Thanks for coming, man. Elijah says, Dan, what about Hoskins on a 1 to 2 year deal? Nah, there's no fit there. I like Hoskins a lot, but we have Rizzo. And obviously there's nowhere you could DH. And he's a right-handed hitter too, so no on Hoskins, but he'll get a multi-year deal somewhere. Why can't this trade happen already? Yeah, man, no, I know. I do want it to go down. Soon. I just got a report is listening to Talking Yanks at the same time. I just got a report. That's funny. He was a good right fielder, strong arm. Okay, yeah, no, I don't have anything negative to say about his corner outfield play. Not at all, actually. 9 defensive runs saved in right field this past season. So that's good. No, he's clearly fine in the corners. Left field, 21 career defensive runs saved. So yeah, it's just center field. He actually really is a good defensive outfielder. That's good to know. 27 years old. This trade is fine. It's fine. But let's get Soto, yo. I need Soto. Judge, Soto, Verdugo. Yeah, man, it's a nice outfield. How much do you think we'll get Lee, Soto, and Yamamoto? I hear the Yanks are way ahead on Yamamoto. Yeah, the reports on Yamamoto lately are really good. That the Yankees feel really good about it. As for Lee, I think the Verdugo trade takes them out of the running for Lee. But you never know. Daniel Jock says, I still think this is happening tonight. I'd like to think so, man. I'd like to think so. I'll be here ready. I might hop off just for a little bit, eat some brownies, take a shower real quick, because as you can see, I'm sweaty as hell from a long-ass day. And then, be monitoring the situation. If we get Soto tonight, you bet your ass I'm hopping back on here. When is it trade deadline? Man, why are you spamming, Jaden? What's your problem, bro? Get the hell out of here. August 1st is the trade deadline. But, yo, I still think this gets done tonight. I'm with you, Daniel. I'd like to think so. We're going to hold that hope for that. Brian Fong, how much will Yamamoto's contract be? They're saying possibly over $300 million. Nicholas Termini says, thoughts on Stanton's Hall of Fame case? It's fading. He has to turn things around and still have a good, another 3 or 4 years, at least get to 500 homers. And then he'll get consideration, but I think his Hall of Fame case has actually fallen off, substantially over the past few years. Injuries and now the performance declining the way it has, he's not a surefire lock like he was, in my opinion. But, I'm going to get out of here, guys. We will be back, hopefully tonight. Once again, if the Yankees get Juan Soto or any buzz towards Juan Soto happens, you bet your ass I am here on this YouTube channel tonight going live. We're going to be doing that a lot this season. Pretty much all the time now. That's going to be the main form of content, is what I'm thinking. Live streams. So see you guys again tonight, hopefully. And then, if not, some other time soon. But I'll see you guys tonight. Yankees are getting Juan Soto. We'll be back. Let's do it.